America Francis.
And I am Stephanie Langston. We are backstage right now where all the artists have been walking back here with their awards. Eric and I have been catching up with all your favorite stars. But we also have some of the highlights. Let's start with some of those big moments. What was your favorite moment?
Oh my gosh. You're putting me on the spot. Okay, so tonight's all about women, ladies in country. So I think my favorite moment was the two performances with all of the women. So we had the first group that went, and then we had the second group that went.
And the first group was really kind of walked us through the different generations of country. We saw Crystal Gayle up there with Don't Make Me Brown Eyes Blue. We saw Tanya Tucker, all the old classics, Sarah Evans, and man, they all looked great and sounded great.
Fantastic. So many outfit changes tonight, by the way, especially with all of the hosts.
Yes.
Carrie, Reba, Dolly, the first 3 women to ever host the CMAs, mind you.
And that other performance you're talking about was likely my favorite, was Girl Crush. I mean, of course,
so good.
Such an incredible song, and then you have Little Big Town leading the way there, but they had all of the next generation of country artists there joining them.
So let's listen into that right now. I think we have that moment.
I got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but I've got a heart rush. It ain't slowing down. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley McBride, Miss Carly Pierce, Lindsay L., Maddie and Tay, and Runaway June, and you're looking at the future of country music right here.
Such an incredible moment. I loved how they were all in their suits. And then Ashley McBride, of course, took home New Artist of the Year this year. She came back here and shared some fun moments with us. She talked about where she's going to put that award. Hopefully we have that a little bit later for you in the show.
So.
Let's tease that ahead. Let's not spill the beans on where that will be yet. But let's talk about the vocal group of the year. Old Dominion took home that trophy this year, and we caught up with them here backstage.
I did.
It feels like not much of a task at all because of our background in songwriting and the many, many years that we spent trying to hone that craft and become the best songwriters that we can. So we've gotten to a point where we feel very confident in our choices as songwriters. So on top of that, we absolutely love writing songs. So it sounds cheesy, but the saying is, you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. So it doesn't feel like work. We just love to create music, and then when we have 100 songs, we sit down and think of which ones are the best.
Guys, they also took the stage tonight for the performances.
Yes,
Pretty
they
incredible.
did. Oh, all the performances tonight were awesome. Speaking of
Dive bar.
Yes, we want to get to Garth Brooks. He won his seventh Entertainer of the Year CMA tonight, and he's so excited about it. He's still so humble.
I know, he is so sweet, and top of his mind is always Trisha, no matter what. You know, and he came back here, he's like, can I get your dress for you? Can I help you move the chairs? I mean, he's just a sweetheart. I just love Garth.
And remember, he was talking about how he loved being here tonight and just celebrating all of the women in country, even mentioning Trisha, saying she's the best in country.
Their love is like
unbreakable,
I mean,
right?
Goals.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's pretty incredible. We did catch up with him back here.
Yes, we did.
Backstage. Let's take a listen to that.
Very sweet. It's you know, the stadium tour, the dive bar tour, back and forth. You're getting to see the beginning and you know, the circle's in for us. So I love the fact that this happened, and I love the fact that it happened on the women's night. That was great, because being the husband of one of the strongest singers ever, forget male or female, and then being the dad of 3 daughters, I love the message tonight about females, and just hats off. It was good.
That we added in there was in his music video, Dive Bar. They have these little sharks that are moving around.
Yes.
And there have been a lot of rumors circulating, like, what are the sharks' names? So I asked them, and they said they still hadn't named the sharks. So that's something he's got to get to.
You're such a fan. I'm wondering if you named the sharks.
Maybe I should. That's something I'll sleep on that tonight.
All right, Casey Musgraves took home Female Vocalist of the Year this year.
So talented.
And what an incredible performance with her and Willie Nelson on stage tonight. She said that was a moment she had been dreaming of.
And Willie
since a
hasn't
child.
been at the CMAs in a long time, so this was probably fantastic for him to be a part of the award show again and show everybody that he's still out there, and he's such a talented man.
Oh, yes.
He really is.
Classic.
Yes.
Classic. But we have some sound with Casey. Take a listen.
Well, I think it does mean something a little bit extra special, considering that there are so many women in here that paved the way for me to be able to speak my mind and do the things that I do. That being said, I think that every year in country music, females should be equally celebrated, because I think the female narrative is really important, and it's been the backbone of country music since the beginning. I grew up singing from the age of 8 or 9, singing all the songs of Loretta Lynn and Patsy Cline and Dolly Parton, learning how to yodel, and you know, just really truly growing up loving country and Western music. You know, so thinking back to myself being 9 years old singing, you know, my favorite Dolly Parton songs, to, you know, getting to be in the same room with her, getting to perform with her, and look at her as somewhat of a peer is just, it's insane.
We have heard people talk about Dolly over and over and over again tonight, and
She
you
is
can't
a
blame them.
special lady. You
Yes,
know what
she
I really
is.
love about the country genre? So many of these females, or not just females, so many of the artists say, I sat in those chairs and I dreamed of
Right.
one day being on that stage, you know, and tonight was a full circle moment, as many has said, because they
Yeah.
got to see those women that paved the path for them, and now tonight they're on the stage and they're accepting these awards. It's like a dream.
It really is.
Yeah.
They're staying humble too. That's
Yes.
what I love to see. They're coming back here, they're talking with us, being open, honest. And I still want to talk about Ashley McBryde and where she hides those trophies. But we'll keep that for a later time in the show. For now, we're going to toss it to break. We'll see you after.
I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, I'm speechless.
Such a fun night at the CMAs, and everybody's performance was so fantastic. We want to get now to the single of the year. That was God's Country. Of course, Blake Shelton, he performed tonight as well. He was nominated 3 times tonight, and again, won single of the year. And I think we have podium sound with him.
Yeah, he said that this was a song that when he first heard it and he was riding in his car, just moved him so much that he had to pull over.
Yeah.
And he got really emotional. This was also Blake's 26th #1. So,
Which is like, it's hard to wrap your mind around, isn't it?
just 26. Couple
No
dozen.
big deal,
Right?
And this song, I should say, also reminded him of his home state, Oklahoma. And you can kind of see why. Well, I told you a little bit earlier, when I moved to Tennessee, this is one of the songs that I just kept playing over and over and over, because coming from Michigan, I mean, we have country there, but like Tennessee was just a country feel, and that song, it just made me feel in the moment, and I think he felt that too.
And I think you're not alone. I think all
yeah.
the fans feel that. Let's hear what Blake had to say
Yeah.
about it.
I think the success of God's Country is a combination of the message of the song and simply the title of the song. You know, kind of where we are right now in our culture in this country is refreshing. Just to see a title like that, you know, I think, and also I think the song just. You don't hear songs that sound like that, you know, anymore. And as I say that, there probably hasn't been that many to begin with, but it's just one of those things that kind of has the country boy can survive element to it, a little bit of, for me, the old red type feel to it, and so I kind of felt, for me, like it was a little bit of a throwback with a little more of a rock edge to it, you know, but I knew that there would at least be some people out there that were starving for a song like that. I had, because I was one of them.
And you were one of them.
I was.
I was
love
really
that
hoping to
song.
catch up with Blake back here.
I know.
I was wondering, if he might bring the mullet back. It seems to be a thing right now.
Oh my gosh. No.
Yes.
Did you see that on the red carpet tonight?
Oh, if I would have gotten to talk to him on the red carpet, I would have. I think he was busy getting back here to do
they're
the
all
show.
busy. Well, yeah.
But there
especially if
was
they're
some
performing.
fun moments on the red carpet. Definitely was some fun moments.
Well, do you have any that stick out in your mind?
Well, I wasn't where Neil and Nikki were.
Right.
And
You
I
were down a
believe
little
that's
bit.
where the moments are going to be. But you were down there, right?
I was, and unfortunately, I didn't get to speak to anybody.
Oh, I know one.
But
When Tanya Tucker
was there.
Tanya
And they
Tucker
spoke?
came over and literally kissed the tail of Neil.
I must
I
have
hope
been
that's in the
reading all my
moments.
notes.
It's gotta
Yes.
be in the moments.
Let's
Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at those.
This is one of these wonderful nights that happen in Music City that is once a year, and we look forward to it, and tonight is no disappointment.
We are working on finishing our album as well as prepping because we're going to go out on tour to do a couple shows next year with Mr. George Strait.
George, who?
Yeah, I know. George Circle. No,
So when
George
you-
Strait.
We say this a lot, but I think it works. Back porch rock and roll.
I love that.
Because back porch is kind of like we're just hanging, passing the guitar around. You need a cold beer. Here's one by the cooler, whatever. And also the rock and roll part kind of being the ecstasy, the wildness.
That's beer in the air.
Yeah.
Beer.
if you're swinging your shirt above your head,
Never heard that.
Why not?
This will work.
Is adorable.
So congratulations to you two. We're so happy for this guy right there.
When are you?
I think it's wonderful to celebrate all varieties of artistic individuality and uniqueness and originality and excellence. And there's just as many women with those qualities in country music as men. So I think it's great that we're spotlighting the greatness that is especially Carrie, Reba, and Dolly. I mean, they are integral to the fabric of the legacy of this genre.
Guys, it just feels crazy. I've been dreaming of this moment ever since I was a little girl. I mean, I've gone to sleep so many nights since I was 10 years old praying to have a #1 song. And the fact that it's happening this week during CMA Awards week, and I'm nominated for my first time.
That's
we just released a new
amazing.
song. It's just like everything's happening at once. It's kind of crazy.
I think one of my favorite moments, I thought about it, was Carly Pierce.
I
and
know, we
Michael
needed
Ray.
a moment.
Yes.
I thought about that too.
Freshly married.
I know.
They are so adorable.
You got to follow them on Instagram. Do you follow them?
Yes, yes.
So
They were
great.
dressed, one of my favorite dressed couples of the night. He
Oh,
had,
were they? Okay.
Michael Ray
She
almost
looks
had
great.
this Manuel style suit on. It wasn't Manuel though, he said, but it was very similar to that old Western look. And yeah,
Well, and I will also say really quickly before we toss the break, Carly came up to Neil Oren, and she remembered him from a long time ago. Apparently, she used to host things with him, so it's so crazy. Full circle again. Everybody
Yes.
knows everybody in this town.
Yes.
All right, we'll have more right after the break. We'll see you there.
She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down. She said, here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down.
I saw the light in a sunrise, sitting back in a 40 on the muddy riverside, getting baptized in holy water, shine with the dogs running.
Welcome back
Oh.
to the after party.
How can you not dance to that?
I
You have
don't
to do
know
the dogs
if I could ever dance like
running.
that.
Anybody out there? No, just me? All right, great. So you want to get to
Billy
the-
Ray Cyrus
Yes.
and Lil Nas. Of course, Billy Ray, he hasn't won an award since 1992 here at the CMAs. And he was really a prime example of kind of bringing up the old country into the new country, if you want to call it
with
that.
Lil Nas X.
Right.
This was his first nomination ever.
Of course.
And he won. And this is really interesting because, a lot of people, this was kind of controversial, let's be honest.
Extremely.
There are a lot of people out there that said this is not country music at all.
Right.
And then we have the other side, the people that love this new country, whatever you want to call it, because it still had that twang in it. It talked about the country, and so it's there's a fine line. How do you describe country, right?
Right. Love it or hate it.
Right.
It was viral. My 5-year-old
Yes.
loves it and my husband loves it.
Did you know-
So it gets ranges
It
in all genres.
started out on TikTok, that app. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
And then it just blew up from there. #1 on the charts, I want to say for 17, 18, 19 weeks
It
in a
broke
row.
history.
Yeah, it was insane. We actually got to speak to them. Let's listen in.
The power of the fans. Country music fans don't need someone to tell them what they like. If they like a song, it's a hit. And this is just the power of the people.
You know, I'm gonna maybe sit it like in my living room and look at it.
You know, I've talked to him many times, and they just say it doesn't matter. Music is music, no matter what the genre.
And I love that.
Yes.
Now we want to get to new artist of the year. That was Ashley McBryde, so we can finally tell you where
she's
this
gonna keep the
wonderful woman
CMA.
will be putting the CMA. It is, drum roll please.
Here it is.
No, I don't know if we have that on.
I love dive bars, biker bars, trucker bars. I love doing that stuff. That's the hardest work you'll really ever do, because you've got a room full of 60 people that don't give a crap if you're playing a guitar or not, or whether you're a radio or a jukebox. And if you can get that one guy to start bobbing his head and turn around on the bar stool, and then the next guy turns around, and then you got the room. That's really similar, not even close to this scale, but really similar to that feeling of, I got you. I can find a way to entertain you. And the women that are singing tonight, Maren Morris just sang, and I tell you, she is the rangiest singer I've ever heard in my entire life. She can sing lower than I can. She can sing higher than I can, and I think that's really cool. And she did the same thing. She spent a decade in Texas just really grilling and grinding on those little clubs. I love it. Still love it.
Stephanie, you know what we're really good at tonight? Teases. We are teasing everybody. So now let's tell everybody where Ashley McBryde will be keeping the CMA.
The bathroom, because everybody comes in the bathroom.
I love it.
So it'll be on full display.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so perfect.
We got to go to another break, so y'all stick around here for the CMA after party right here on News 2.
Even if I scandalize you, put you down, criticize you, tell a million lies about you, what would you say? Could you? There's a kind of love that God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. 'Cause there's a kind of love that God only knows.
Welcome back to the CMA after party. I'm Stephanie Langston.
And I'm Erica Francis. What should we get to first? Male vocalist of the year?
Yes.
Or
Luke
we could do
Combs.
the song of the year. I mean, the same person
Same.
won both awards. Luke Combs.
Such a humble guy.
He is my favorite.
Yes, he's a sweetheart.
Absolute favorite.
Let's hear what he had to say about his big win.
I wanted it for these guys. You know, I get to be on stage and talk and be heard all the time, but the people who help me do that don't necessarily always get the credit that I feel like they deserve. And tonight, two great people have gotten exactly what they deserve. And I'm so proud to call these guys really great friends, really phenomenal co-writers, and CMA winners. That's awesome.
Luke Combs has had such a big year. Recently, he was just inducted into the Grand Ole Opry, and he cried. This morning on GMA, he said that he might cry accepting awards tonight, and you could tell that he was pretty emotional.
He was holding back those tears
like
even
you
on
said,
the first one.
Humble.
Yeah.
So humble. And he's, his songs. And Beautiful Crazy is the song that won the award, and he wrote that for his fiancee, Nicole.
So sweet.
So adorable.
And we have Sound with Old Dominion, who took home Vocal Group of the Year this year.
We just were kind of talking about the significance of this being that it is reassuring that we'll be here, that, you know, it feels less of like a fluke. It feels like we have solidified ourselves a little bit.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. It was so much fun tonight. Have an awesome night.